So, Oz might not have been magical, but I tell ya, Guy was definitely a wizard. So, I've made the decision to start referring to those who do things which beyond not even understanding, to those things which I can't even begin to comprehend, as wizards. As my introduction shows, I said that Mr. Oz, though not magical in the slightest, was definitely a wizard. I stand by this, because now I think I'm going to try to use this term, which has, as time has gone on, become a term to describe something purely magical, and I think I'm going to try to use it in its previous definition as an individual who does something unexplained. As time has gone on, these have become terms to describe people of a purely magical sort, but I want to think of, because we understand so much about the world in which we inhabit, there is very little which is unexplained, that we need an entirely new concept to describe it. We, in the very least, have the basic terms to describe most things, or at least to describe what we don't know about a thing. So we've relegated magic to being the purely fantasy. You're only a witch or a wizard if you can do things which are impossible, rather than things which are entirely possible, but simply not comprehensible by most. For instance, a particularly good doctor in the Middle Ages might be called a witch or a wizard, not because they had powers to change the rules of our world, but because they did things which people could not understand. But I would like to use it in a more original sense. Speaking of magic as a thing which I do not understand. For one example, when I came up with the idea to begin using magic in this way, I was thinking about a plane which was flying over my head, and thinking about how I really don't know why these giant metal boxes we create can fly. And I was thinking that I just sort of accept this, and I think many people do. Certainly, there are those who understand it. In fact, I came to the completely without evidence that at least 1 out of every 200 people must understand, at least to a degree of personal satisfaction, why metal boxes are the solution to our constant desire to find a way into the sky. So, the thing I would like to point out is that we take these things purely on the understanding that there is someone who understands. I think the usual term here would be we take it on faith rather than we take it on magic, but I believe faith would be something that nobody understands, or at least no human understands, but is something which happens or something which works. Magic, I think, is something which a very few people understand, and the rest of us simply take it as true because those people understand it, and we trust that they know what they're doing. So we get on the metal boxes, and in a few hours are thousands of miles in one direction or another. I understand that this video might be a bit odd, but I wanted to return a little bit to my original method of creating these videos, or perhaps not my original, but as I have gotten better at editing, not good, but better, I've shortened the videos. I haven't made that many. I've made something like 5, but in that time, I've made massive changes to the way I make the content on this channel, and to a certain extent, it's felt as if I've departed from what this channel was. One such way is that I would only talk about one topic. I would decide that I'm not going to rant at all. I'm going to talk about one thing in one way over one period of time. In this video, I'm going to try to apply my new methods of editing and of creating these videos to the old philosophy of recording them, where I talk about several things in several ways and explain my thought process as best I can. One way you can tell this is by the fact that I am explaining this now rather than saving it for one of my monthly longer videos. Something which I used to do with every video. I could be talking about any topic, but in the first or last 5 minutes, I might be talking about anything related to the channel. Instead, I changed and moved away from that. But I'd like to return to this channel being a continuation, where the videos are not standalone things talking about one topic. They are a moment in the history of this channel which focuses on one topic, such as, in this case, my new use of the term mages and magic to explain something which is understood by some, but taken on trust by the rest of us.